everyone, welcome back to Sham's Makeup Artistry, and today's tutorial is going to be a drugstore makeup tutorial. And I kind of created a halo kind of eye makeup look, so I hope that you will enjoy this tutorial with me. If you want to see how I achieved the entire look, please stay tuned. As a face primer, I used the Pixi Glowation Day Dew. I typically like using this when my skin is a little bit more dry. And for the foundation, I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect in the number 09. And I'm using the L'Oreal Blend Artist Foundation Blender. This sponge really amazed me. It's a very decent sponge and I really love this. This is a full coverage foundation, so you want to be very light hand on it and then slowly build it up. For the eyeshadow primer, I'm using the Jessie's Girl eyeshadow primer. This is the very first time I'm using this eyeshadow primer. I kind of felt like it doesn't really keep my eyeshadow lasting very long, but it's a decent kind of eyeshadow primer for a very short hour eyeshadow look. For the eyeshadows, I'm using the Pixi ItsJudyTime Eyeshadow Palette. So I'm picking up a deep kind of brownie shade. I'm just placing this over my crease area as a transition shade. Doing likewise on the other side of my eye. I'm picking up the same shade and I'm just going to pack this on the crease area before I start blending them in. I'm picking up a deep brown matte shade. I'm packing it on the outer corner and bringing them to the center area of my eye. Just keep packing on until you see the intensity you personally would want. I'm doing the same on the inner corners as well. Likewise on the other side of my eye, just packing it on the outer corner, blending it towards the center. And also on the inner corner area. I'm using my Luxe blending brush, just blending the shades so that it doesn't leave any harsh lines. And I'm using the same brownish orange shade, just blending them in on the crease area. I'm mixing the first two shades from the palette to place it on the center of my eyelid. I'm picking up the deep brown shade and then packing it back again on the outer corner and also the inner corner, because once you apply the lid shade, the side and the inner one might just disappear. So I'm just packing them again and blending them in. And for the concealers, I'm using the Sephora Bright Future Concealer in the shade Toffee for my under eye area. As well as the sides of my mouth. I'm using the same Blend Artist to blend the concealers in. And for the highlighter, I'm using the NYX HD Concealer in the shade Bronze. To set my entire face, I'm using the NYX HD Invisible Powder. And for my contouring, I'm using the Pixi Maryam. I don't want to butcher her last name, so I just shall skip it. So I'm just trying to contour my entire face area and sort of like bronze my face area as well. And for the blusher, I'm using Milani's Rose d'Oro Baked Blush. This is my favorite blush from their Baked Blush range. I'm just using the same brown shade to apply that on my lower lid area. I'm just blending them in just to smoke it out. I'm picking up the same brown shade. I'm just placing it on the lower lid area. I'm just blending it in. I'm using my Luxe brush just to swipe away the harsh areas. And I'm using the first shade as an highlight shade for my brow bone. As well for my inner corners. For the mascara, I'm using the Pixi Lower Lash Mascara, but I'm actually using it for my upper lid as well as for my lower lid. So I kind of felt like this was easy to work with. And for the lips, I'm finishing it with Polka Cosmetics in the shade Mandolin. It's more of like a neutral kind of mauvey shade. And for highlight, I'm using my Wet n Wild Crown of My Canopy highlighter. To set my entire face, I'm using the Pixi Glow Mist. And here you have it, my drugstore version of Halo eye makeup and my entire face makeup tutorial.